Hello, my name is Roxy and this is my rebuttal video. I was assigned incarceration and was chosen to defend incarceration on the pro side. So one thing that I really want to make sure that I press is how important incarceration is for the protection of society. Removing these individuals is vital to make sure that our communities are safe. And it is the court's responsibility to put strict sentences on these offenders to make sure that our communities are safe. And pairing incarceration with the 4 goals of the prison system, which can be defined as rehabilitation, retribution, incapacitation, and deterrence. Rehabilitation can be defined as returning one to their healthy life through training and therapy. Retribution can be defined as the punishment for one committing a crime. Incapacitation is essentially removing the offenders from society so that they cannot continue to reoffend. And deterrence, which is putting the fear of consequence in one's mind, which essentially stops them from committing a crime. Rehabilitation, unfortunately, has proven to be unsuccessful throughout time alone, which is why it is so important to be paired with incarceration. And social work inside of these prisons has actually proven to be successful through research. And there was a research study that was completed in Pennsylvania at the Allegheny County Jail, which the social work started with the intake, continued through their stay inside the prison, and then also continued when these offenders were released into society. And it actually showed results that it saved the county around $5.3 million, and it also reduced the recidivism rates at that 18-month post-release date. So those numbers, I think, speak volumes for how important social work in these prison systems really is. And social work in these prisons can help prepare these offenders with future education, potential jobs when they're released, and also can help with relationship and family issues that they've gone through in their time before and during their prison terms. So one other thing that Logan touched on that made me want to research was he showed great appreciation for Norway and how things are ran there. And the fact is that crime is still happening in Norway. And some of the statistics are actually higher in Norway than they are in the United States. And one thing that I found was that there are more offenders in Norway serving time currently for drug-related offenses, and those numbers are actually 24% in Norway compared to the 20% in the United States. And another thing was that there are more offenders serving time for assault and battery in Norway than in the United States. 14% of offenders are serving time in Norway for assault and battery compared to the 11% that are currently serving time for assault and battery in the United States. Something else that I learned throughout my research about the Norway system was there are no plea bargains in Norway, and there are only broken into where you admit that you committed a crime and where you don't admit that you committed the crime. So basically they're called confession and non-confession cases, and both actually go to trial in Norway. So whenever one confesses, it's basically just put into evidence, and then the judge at the trial decides whether they're guilty or not. And trials are expensive, which is why we have the plea bargaining system in the United States, and they can cost anywhere from $30,000 up towards $100,000 for a trial. So that is another thing there. But I just want to hammer home that incarceration is very important for these offenders to get what they need to get back into society, all while our communities are safe. So, thank you.